right, so Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, says that Abell Sanchez lived his whole life in California. It's not a Mexican style. Okay, so Andy Ruiz Jr. isn't the only prominent Mexican-American in boxing who's had his heritage questioned this week. Gennady Golovkin inferred during an interview with Univision on Thursday that his former trainer, Abell Sanchez, isn't an authentic Mexican because Sanchez is from California. Golovkin's unsolicited criticism of Sanchez continued the back and forth between the former middleweight champion and the man that helped guide Golovkin to prominence in the United States. Golovkin took exception to Thursday to the suggestions that Sanchez implemented the Mexican style that helped make the Kazakhstan native one of the most popular figures in boxing today. I have Mexican style, and I have different styles. You know, right now, like a hybrid, Golovkin told Univision. If you ask just special for Abell Sanchez, come on, Abell Sanchez, whole life living in California, he's not Mexican style. The 37-year-old Golovkin spent 9 years of his pro career training at Sanchez's gym in Big Bear Lake, California. Sanchez became synonymous with Golovkin as the knockout artist grew in stature, but they surprisingly split in April due to a dispute over money. According to Sanchez, Golovkin wanted him to take a pay cut once Golovkin signed the 3-year, 6-fight deal with DAZN. The agreement is reportedly worth slightly more than $100 million. Sanchez went on the offensive once Golovkin announced April 24th that he had to split. The veteran trainer said Golovkin's greed led to the termination of their partnership and called the most prominent fighter he has trained ungrateful. He proposed and insisted on insulting new trainer's compensation schedule, Sanchez said in a statement released on April 24th. My dignity and honor don't allow me to be screwed like that. It's unfortunate being greedy, being ungrateful, and no ethics, honor, or integrity will end this relationship. What's up, fight fans? It's 3K the Boss, a.k.a. Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is. And this is the motherfucking Two Hands Up show. So let's get right into it, man. So Triple G is firing off more shots, man. Triple G has been way more boisterous and showing a lot more vibrato, and the way he's speaking, poking his chest out a little bit more, and he is not on the silent end of things anymore. He is actually starting to speak up, and he is being a boss of his own right, and he is taking his career in his own hands since he has signed that 3-year, $100 million deal, 7-fight deal with DAZN with promotion involved. Okay, for his other fighters. So basically, Triple G, I don't, you know what I'm saying, kind of agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't attack the man's heritage, you know what I'm saying? Abell Sanchez, you know what I'm saying, he might have broke the rules a little bit by divulging, you know what I'm saying, why he left camp, even though y'all got a 9-year history. But at the same time, Abell probably does feel hurt, and he probably feels as though it's a little disingenuous that you get $100 million and you cut him off and go take another trainer in Jonathan Banks, who I think is an amazing trainer. You know, he comes from Emmanuel Stewart. He comes from the school of Emmanuel Stewart, and he's probably the closest thing you're going to get to Emmanuel. With Klitschko and Lennox Lewis. And as you see, he is standing in the ring holding those gloves behind him to the right in this picture right there. And just look at the look on Triple G's face, man. He just looks reinvigorated. He looks ready to go. And this is probably, you know what I'm saying, the best Triple G I've seen in a while. Now, you know what I'm saying, I would have to credit Abell the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he did very good with Triple G's career, considering the fight he had with Canelo. And like I said, I felt as though Triple G won the first one. I felt as though the second one was a draw. Abell Sanchez did guard his career very well. But I mean, hey, the kid probably, you know what I'm saying, wanted you to take, I doubt that he probably wanted you to take a pay cut, because from what I understood, Abell Sanchez said that he only wanted to pay him a smaller percentage on top of what he was already getting paid. And he felt though that was a smack in the face. Yeah, like I said, he probably felt as though that was a smack in the face. But all in all, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is business, man. This is a fight game. People change trainers. People, you know what I'm saying, try to lowball you. People try to give you, you know what I'm saying, purses that you unnecessarily aren't happy with all the time. But, you know what I'm saying, you yourself took it upon yourself to not train Triple G and not take the money, and you went a different route. And, you know what I'm saying, like I said, man, hey, a man who stands on his integrity, I have to respect that. But, Triple G was kind of wrong by saying this man ain't Mexican style because he grew up his whole life in California. Your roots are your roots. So if you was born in Kazakhstan and your parents, you know what I'm saying, moved over to America to start a better life, so, you know what I mean, and the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you spend a bunch of your time over here in Big Bear now, am I to say that you're not from Kazakhstan because, you're in America and you know what I'm saying, don't have the heritage of, you know what I'm saying, your Kazakhstani people running through your blood, because it's kind of like what you're making it sound like. Because in all fairness, you know, this situation is getting a little petty, you know, regardless of whether, you know what I'm saying, y'all split apart. If we didn't screw you over, if we didn't fuck you over, and the split was amicable, and both of you guys were happy, then just move on from it. But, you know, Abel continuously wants to take shots because he's a little butthurt that he went with a different trainer, and just Abel wanted to get more money. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is, man. Life take you down different paths. And honestly, I just feel like Triple G wanted to learn, you know, because Triple G didn't have no head movement, and it seemed like he was living life on one big shot. Now, what I looked at from the training, which, you know what I'm saying, him and Jonathan Banks for the Steve Rose fight, I see he already implemented a bunch of head movement. He's tripling up on the jab, you know, he's getting him to throw more combinations. And, you know what I'm saying, the knockout just showed just that, you know what I'm saying. Triple G got a devastating knockout on the 19-0 Steve Rose, rolled him over, and he's already looking at another fight with Canelo Alvarez. And another thing about Triple G I noticed with this new trainer is the confidence level. Triple G's confidence has went through the roof. And, you know, even at a 37-year-old man, you know what I'm saying, he still looks young and spry. And through the knockout, he shows that he still has the type of hunger that he has. And Triple G is a very dangerous fighter. And to be perfectly honest, you know what I'm saying, he's one of my favorite fighters. So, you know, I don't fault him for anything that he did. As I stated before, you know what I'm saying, as men, you know what I mean, we take our own paths. You know what I'm saying, can't nobody shit on you for that. But at the same time, Triple G, it ain't right to shit on Abell Sanchez and talk about this man's heritage. Because as a black man, ain't nobody going to talk about mine. As Mexican, ain't nobody definitely going to talk about his, and as Kazakhstan, ain't nobody gonna talk about yours, especially without you going inside their mouth. Now, like I said, you know, Triple G, you know, getting this new money, speaking out a little bit more, and maybe, you know, he probably wasn't speaking out that much before due to his situation, and now he's probably more of the, you know, the ambassador of his own, you know what I'm saying, career, and, you know, he's the navigator of his own destiny. Maybe he's deciding to speak out a little bit more because the zone has put him in a position to feel like a boss. So, you know what I'm saying, I can understand that. Maybe he was a little bit more reserved in his commentary than before, and now emotions are starting to overflow. I'm sure no 37-year-old man likes to hear that they trying to refer to them as their son and talk about calling him a kid and everything else like that. So, you know what I'm saying, Triple G probably wasn't feeling that. So now he's probably firing off from the hip. Fa. You know what it is. But hey, man, that's the price that you pay. Man, you live and you learn. Abel, you know what I'm saying, it's better to let sleeping dogs lie and just continue to move on. Triple G, you got a successful knockout, man. You looking on in your future, man. Y'all focus on that. Your new trainer is Jonathan Banks. You moved on from Abell Sanchez. Man, let Abel be Abel, and you go ahead and continue to be Triple G. That's what it all boils down to, man. So I think for all of the 9 years and everything that you guys accomplished together, and, you know, Triple G, you being the unified champion of the world, I just think that it's best that, you know what I'm saying, like I said, let sleeping dogs lie. Abel go his own way, you go your own way, because I'm pretty sure that there's a level of respect there, unless there are more things behind the scenes that we know nothing about. But just saying he ain't no Mexican style, you know what I'm saying, fighter, because he ain't grow up in Mexico, you truly don't understand what the Mexican style really, you know what I'm saying, what it really comes from. The Mexican style comes from your heart. You know, the ability to go out and go for the gusto and 100% give it your all and make it a brawl, and, you know, leave nothing up for chance. And, you know, basically you're willing to die in that ring, hypothetically speaking. You're basically just willing to die in the ring. And like I said, man, you just gonna go for broke in the ring, and you just gonna bring it to him and give him everything you got. That's what the, you know what I'm saying, the Mexican style curtails, and that's basically what it's birthed from. So, you know what I'm saying, the Mexican style is more like, you know what I'm saying, how you do when you in the ring, not necessarily what you do. So, Triple G, you a little disingenuous for that, my man. But like I said, let that shit go. Both of you have very successful careers, and the fact that you still live in Big Bear and you train in Big Bear, Triple G, that lets you know that a few of the things Sanchez taught you, it still hasn't, you know what I'm saying, worn off a little bit, because you're still in the same area where he trained you. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. As we always say before we close this joint out, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Respect, though, man. Abel and Triple G, y'all conquered a lot of things together, man. Just put that shit behind y'all niggas, man. But one thing about a fighter that coaches seem to get misconstrued is, hey, man, the fighter fights. Training, you train, but the game plan switches up when you get in the ring. So, therefore, You know what I mean? You can't, you know what I'm saying, credit yourself for all of the success because Triple G still had to go in there, show the heart, the tenacity, and will and fight those fights. So if the Mexican style Triple G you possess, you know what I'm saying, that probably comes from, you know what I'm saying, some of the teachings that you know was birthed in you, but now you're adding a little bit more finesse to your game, et cetera, due to Jonathan Banks. That's all I got for you. This is the Two Hands Up Show. Respect, though.